Hi everyone, so in this video we'll get started working with our Excel Netflix spreadsheet. But before we just start that, I want to go over quickly the shortcuts that I would use very commonly. So I've added in a sheet downloaded from the Microsoft website, and it's a cheat sheet for Excel shortcuts. Now there is a lot in here, but rather than go through them all, I wanted to show you some of the shortcuts that I would commonly use. So let's just try some of these in our Netflix spreadsheet. So I've opened up our spreadsheet here. Now the columns are all quite small, so if we just click on the top left hand cell, and then you'll see a black 4-shaped arrow like this. Whenever you hover over any cell to the right hand side of it, just double click. It will just make each cell bigger. Okay, now you can't see everything in the one sheet unless you really zoom out. So you can zoom out by holding Control and scrolling your wheel, or in the bottom right hand side here. So I'm just going to make my spreadsheet a little bit smaller. But you don't have to do this. I just want to do it to show which shortcuts that I'm working through. So if we click on any cell here, I'll just click on cell A1. Hold Control and Shift and hit End. You can see it brings us to the very right hand side and bottom of our spreadsheet, only where there's data. Then if you just hit Control and Home, it's going to bring us back to cell A1. And then just by holding Shift and clicking our arrow keys, it's just going to highlight the individual cells. So I'm going right, right, down, down, left, left, up, up. So the next set I would commonly use, so we did cover Control and Home, but if we select Control and End, you can see it brings us to that same last cell, but it doesn't highlight the cells. So I'll click Control and Home again, it brings us back to A1. Control and Down will bring us to the same column, but the very last cell, and Control and Up will bring us back up to the first one. Control and Right will bring us to the end of the row, and Control and Left will bring us back. So you can also add a new sheet in Excel by clicking this plus icon at the bottom, and it will bring a new sheet, and we can also rename it. So I'll just right click it and rename Test, and I'll just put A, B, C, 1, 2, 3, just as an example here. So we have two sheets that we can navigate between. But rather than clicking between them, we can hold Control and select Page Up, and it will bring us up to the other one. And Page Down will bring us back to the second sheet. And then we can just right click and delete our test sheet. So if we click anywhere in the spreadsheet as well, Control and A will highlight all the cells that have data in it. Control and B could make them all bold. You click it again to make it back to normal. Control and C will copy the current selection. So now you can see that it's been highlighted and copied, but we can just double click away to uncopy it. Control and S will save our workbook. So you can see it has saved here. Or you could just click File and Save. And if you want to rename it, you can save it as something else. We'll click in any cell here. Control and U will underline it. So these bold and underline and italic buttons are at the top here, but I do often just use shortcuts. And if I do hit Control and A again, Control and C, let's open a new sheet. Control and V would paste that in. So I'll just again delete this sheet. So Control and W will close the workbook. And Control and X will just cut the data in the cell, and then you can Control and V it somewhere else if you want. And the final two I just want to cover is Control and Y and Control and Z. So these are just undo or redo actions. So say we accidentally deleted a cell, I click away, I can hit Control and Z and it will just undo that action, and then I hit Control and Y, it will redo it. But I do use Control and Z very often. Okay, so that is it for our shortcuts. In the next video we can start cleaning this data set. So I'll see you in the next video.